Hey there, Heather Ho there. It's Joe Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another PC Replay Baseball video, and we are doing an exhibition, aka a tribute game, as we are doing the Davey Lopes tribute game between the 1981 New York Yankees and the 1981 Los Angeles Dodgers. Reason being is this: Davey Lopes passed away today, April 8th, 2026, at the age of 81. Born May 1945, he played for the Dodgers, A's, Cubs, and Astros, and was a manager for the Brewers. He was taken in the 8th round of the 1967 draft by San Fran, but didn't sign. And then he went to the January draft, and the Dodgers took him in the second round. When Lopes started his career in the Dodger organization, he was an introvert, reserved and quiet. However, Tommy Lasorda encouraged him to assert himself more. He became outspoken, a catalyst, a leader, and all that. He would make his debut September 1972 for the Dodgers, went 0 for 5. He spent 9 years with the Dodgers as a regular second baseman, alongside Steve Garvey, Bill Russell, not the Celtic, but the baseball player, and Ron Say, the Penguin. Those four guys stayed together for 8.5 years. Can you imagine that? This is one of the largest infields and all that. Yeah, the Dodger infield of Garvey, Lopes, Say, and Russell. 8.5 years. The last game they played together was Game 6 of the 1981 World Series. Of course, Davey Lopes, I believe, was the first of the four to go down, to leave the team and all that. Garvey left for San Diego in 1983 and helped them win the 84 NL pennant. Davey Lopes was traded to Oakland so that Steve Sachs could play second base. Ron Say went from the Dodgers to the Cubs in 1983, and Bill Russell played all 17 years with the team, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, he was in the leadoff role, one of the most effective base stealers. He may have 557 stolen bases, not in the top 20, but his success rate's 83%. Third best all time among players with 400 plus stolen bases behind Tim Raines and Willie Wilson. I'm surprised Vince Coleman didn't do anything. Yeah, he had 38 straight steals, which broke the max carry record from the 1920s. Vince Coleman would break that mark in 1989. He would lead the National League in stolen bases in 75 and 76. He actually had 28 home runs in 1979, which was actually amazing, becoming only one of 7 second basemen in National League history to ever put up 28 home runs. Roger Hornsby, Davey Johnson, Jeff Kent, Ryan O'Sandberg, Juan Samuel, and Chase Utley. He was there for the Dodgers, winning the World Series in 1981, and then was traded to Oakland so that Steve Sachs could play. Davey Lopes didn't really steal that much, and then they traded him to the Cubs in August 1984, and he played for the Cubs in the 1984 LCS against his good buddy Steve Garvey, but unfortunately the Cubs choked that LCS. He was traded to Houston in 1986 and was trying to get the Astros to the World Series, but they failed. He actually stole 47 bases at age 40. He would finish with 155 home runs, 614 RBIs. He became a bench coach for Texas and then the Baltimore and then San Diego and was named Milwaukee's manager and all that. Um, anyway, 144 and 195. So in 3 seasons, he just couldn't do anything about it. He did become the first base coach of the Phillies in 2008, winning a ring. Yeah, he was a lot of first base coach. Dave Lopes was a decent defensive player, prostate cancer, and all that. It was of Cape Verde descent. Of course, Cape Verde is one of the 4 new teams in the um, World Cup. So we're doing the Davey Lopes game in Los Angeles because, after all, it's in Los Angeles. So let's do it. So it will be Rudy May against Fernando Venezuela. I'm not going to really make changes. The Yankees. This is their lineup. Randolph, Mumphrey, Winfield, Jackson, Gamble, Nettles, Jim Spencer, Cerrone, Dent. Who's a good first baseman? I don't know about Jim Spencer. I would go with Bob Watson at first base. Yeah, I put Bill Watson at first base. Los Angeles. Davey Lopes is not. Oh, are you fucking nuts? Why the hell would you not have Davey Lopes in the game in the first place. This is his game. Ken Landrill, Dusty Baker, Steve Garvey, Ron Say, Pedro Guerrero, Mike Scioscia, Bill Russell, Jerry Grote, the former Met. I'm going to say no to him being the DH, and I'm going to go with, yes, Montreal fans are going to hate me for this, but Rick Monday. Besides, they're not playing against the Expos, so Rick Monday will play DH. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're at Dodger Stadium.
Replay radio is live from Los Angeles. Top of the first.
Top of the first, we have Fernando, who came aboard. He was used sparingly in 1980, and in 1981, he actually had an 8-0 start with 6 shutouts or whatever the frick it was. Like, his ERA was amazing. His first opponent will be Willie Randolph, second baseman, one of the best Yankees second basemen of all time, until Alfonso Soriano came through. Pitch in the way. And that's a base hit to left field. Now, we are doing this game a little differently. Once both teams have all 9 guys in the thing,
no outs, man on first.
They will just do Dodger to get Ron Say in there. We are going to get rid of the ballpark pick. We're not going to do that. So yeah, so the two teams. All right, so when Randolph is going to try to steal. That plus means he's going to try to steal. He needs a higher than 36. Nope, that's a 31. He's out.
1 out, bases empty.
Nice try, buddy. Now you got Jerry Mumphrey, the center fielder. And he triples to center. Boy, that would have been the first run of the game if Randolph didn't have happy feet.
1 out.
A triple, and now here comes Dave Winfield.
They brought the infield in.
Who the Yankees really needed. George Steinbrenner spared no expense to bring Winfield to New York from San Diego. And of course, when Winfield struggled, you know, Steinbrenner called him Mr. May, and practically Dave Winfield was almost ran out of town because he, remember, Steinbrenner got that gambler Howie Spiro to try to dig up dirt on Winfield, and it cost him 2 years. Well, Steinbrenner, here's Winfield. Ride or die. Actually, you needed a one number.
2 outs, men on third.
2 outs for Reggie. 35 years old, still playing well with the Yankees. This was his last season before he went to the Angels, by the way. Round about the third, throw the first, and well,
no runs, 2 hits, and 1 left on. Bottom of the first.
Bottom of the first, Rudy May, former Expo. Played for 81 team. He was 6-11. I don't know why he's the main guy. Doesn't matter. Here's Davey Lopes. This is what the guy why we even have this thing from East Providence, Rhode Island. 58 games. Now remember, this is the strike shortened season. 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Pitch away. Now the second, throw the first. You bet. That's an out. 4-3.
1 out. Bases empty.
Here comes Kenny Landrill, center fielder, decent hitter. And Randolph catches that. That's 2.
2 outs, bases empty.
And here comes Dusty Baker, left fielder. He's a good manager. People forget he was a 30 home run guy as a outfield player. They said it. That's game on the phone. Well, that's at 66, and there's no number higher than that.
2 outs, men on first.
So it's a looping single, and here comes Steve Garvey. The senator, as they call him. He went to politics. That game streak. Infield freedom. Nicely done. First and second.
2 outs, men on first and second.
Here comes the Penguin. Ron Say. Base action is a double 6. A possible pickoff. Nope. It's higher than
2 outs, men on first and second.
Rudy fails. Say. We'll line out to Winfield as is. So 2 hits for both teams.
No runs. 2 hits. And
for
2
the
left
Yankees,
on.
Randolph decided to
Top of the
trace the second, missed, and Mumphrey hit a triple. Here comes Oscar Gamble, the right fielder with one of the biggest afros around. And one of the biggest strikeouts around.
1 out, bases empty.
1 down for Greg Nettles. So she's strike 3. Nettles
2 outs, bases empty.
And now here comes Bob Watson, who had put at first base. Well, I think I made a smart move putting Bob Watson in.
2 outs, men on first.
Astro icon. And now Rick Cerrone, the guy that they picked up from the Blue Jays after Furman Munson passed away. Hit to second, and he's out. No problems at all.
No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on. Bottom of the second.
Here comes the 6-7-8 for the Dodgers, Pedro Guerrero, at 24 years old before he was monstrous. And he
1 out, base is empty.
Here comes Mike Scioscia, the catcher. Hit or miss? I think that's a hit. Yes, I thought so. I think it's the 3rd hit of the day.
1 out, man on first.
Here's Bill Russell. Rambo the second. They'll get 1. The lead runner. That's sometimes the best thing.
2 outs, man on first.
Bill Russell, not the Boston Celtics. And here's Rick Monday. Expo fans will hate this guy. But remember, this is not against the Expos. This is against the Yankees. So, who cares? Even I don't care. Hit the second, and he's out. So, Dodgers can't do anything about it.
No
Lopes
runs,
will lead
1
off
hit,
the bottom
and 1 left on. Top of the third.
And now the Yankees, their number 9 hitter, Bucky Fleetwood Dent. You don't know what he did 3 years prior. And Baker makes the catch, 1 away.
1 out, base is empty.
Here comes Randolph. Right to say, got it, let's do.
2 outs, base is empty.
And here comes Mumphrey, who had that triple but got stranded. And he flies out, so 3 up, 3 down.
They go down quietly, nothing doing this half inning.
Shoosh!
Bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third, Davey Lopes will lead off. And promptly Rook. With the first watch for the
No outs, man on first.
Yes it is. Lopes steals second without a throw, and then he'll steal the second, try to steal the second base. So that's a steal, because a double star means
no outs, man on second.
Now he doesn't have to steal. Like, it's not an automatic steal. 36. It's a 41. That's a steal. So Lopes is on third base, and now Landro has a chance to score the first run of the game.
No outs, man on third.
Do it. And Randolph makes the catch. Uno alto.
1 out, man on third.
Baker. 50-50. Base hit, so Baker does the job.
One out, man on first.
1-0. Well, we're gonna skip ahead. They're at the 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'll give them kind of a thing. You never know. It's 1-0 Dodgers. And a fly ball to center, so
1 out, base is empty.
practically, you know. Yeah, I'm thinking somehow. I know Lopes will bat 5th, but you never know. Well, he's out.
2 outs, base is
So
empty.
he'll bat in the bottom of the 5th, Lopes will. At the second, and he's out.
They go down quietly, nothing doing this half inning. Top of the 5th.
Top of the 5th, and let's go to the bottom of the 5th. Tie game at 1, and here comes Monday. When the RBO was spicy room. Monday takes AC down the bench, strike 3.
1 out, base is empty.
Here's Davey Lopes. He grounded out, and then he walked and subsequently scored. Hit to Bucky freaking Dent, he out. It's 2.
2 outs, base is empty.
2-1 Dodgers, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 2-1. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9 against Rudy Nate. 2 RBIs by Baker. A double by Pedro.
No outs, man on second. The defense is
Scioscia.
playing in at the corners.
Deep fly to right, Guerrero will move to third.
1 out, man on third.
Alright, here's Russell. 8-9-1. Hit the second, and he's out. That's 2 outs. Guerrero will snake to third base. It's an RBI ground
2
out for
outs,
Russell.
base is empty.
3-1. Here it comes Monday. Walking in. Here comes the
2 outs,
man
men on
we are
first.
talking about, Davey Lopes. He's up there, and it's a 3-6. So possible wild pitch has to be high. It has to be. Yep, it is, and that will probably be the end of May's day.
2 outs, man on second.
Yep. Yeah, he is gone. We're gonna put Doug Bird in random. So Doug Bird. The bird's the word. He's gonna come in, pitching away. That's at least a single, but is it a home run? It has to be higher than a 52. That's a 13. That's a looping single. Does Monday score? The answer is yes, he does. Davey Lopes gets a looping single on his death day.
2 outs, man on first.
Now here comes Landro. Lopes wants to steal. It's not for sure. 26, he'll have to hold.
2 outs, man on first.
Here's Landro. There goes Landro. Triple. Past Mumphrey. Lopes will definitely score. It's 5-1 Dodgers.
2 outs, man on
And
third.
now Dusty Baker, who does have 2 RBIs today. Can he make it 3? The answer is yes, he can. Dusty Baker is putting on a clinic. Michael for double. 1-4 on red. There's a 1. So that's a double by Baker. The Dodgers have gotten Yankees' number.
That's
Just
his
like
4th hit today.
4th hit today.
He now has 3 RBIs.
4
today.
hits, 3 RBIs. He's the real MVP of this
2 outs,
game.
man on second.
Dusty Baker. Like I said, great manager, but good ball player as well. Here's Garvey. 1-4. They've lost him. They've lost the plot.
2 outs, men on first and second.
They have lost the plot, and that's going to be the end of him. The frisbee throw of Dave LaRoche is coming up. Pitch away. He gets 1 save, but the Dodgers do put 4 on the board.
4 runs, 4 hits,
6-1.
and 2 left on. Top of the 7th.
Top of the 7th, we'll see a new ballpark angle. They score 3 in the 7th. Fernando should be taken out. So Tom Niedenfuhr. No, he wasn't the closer at the time. He was a youngster, a young pup at 21 years old. So it's 6-4. LaRoche is going to face Monday, Lopes, and Landro. Hit to short. And he's out. That's 1 out.
1 out, base is empty.
Now Davey Lopes, who is 1 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a run. He had an RBI ground. No, he had a ground out, a walk, a ground out, and an RBI single. Pitching away. He gone, strike 3 on the LaRoche frisbee.
2 outs, base is empty.
And now Landro. He's got a single and a triple. And he grounds out. At 6-4, you got to take your chances.
It's a 1-2-3 inning.
Well,
Top of the
6-4.
9th.
That's going to be the end of the day for Niedenfuhr. Steve Howell, the closer for the Dodgers, number 57 in your programs, and a guy who had a lot of drug problems. Anyway, you got Bucky, Randolph, and Mumphrey up. Here's Dent. He did it a home run in the 7th. Hit the short, and no sir. He out. 6-3 on the putout.
1 out, base is empty.
Here comes Randolph. 1 for 3. Hit the second, and possible infield single. He's a candy. Is it? Yes. Randolph gets an infield single off Lopes.
1 out, man on first.
Mumphrey. And he pops up. Garvey gets it. 2 down, and now Dave Winfield.
2 outs, man on first.
Let's see if Hal can finish him off. He does. Guerrero makes the catch. Dodgers survive 6-4.
Los Angeles wins a nail biter. Goodbye, everybody.
Fernando beats May. Hal the save. Dusty Baker the MVP. Well, he should be. Dude went 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Davey Lopes went 1 for 4. He scored twice, an RBI, a walk, a strikeout, 3 putouts, and 2 assists. Meaning he got 3 outs by himself, and he assisted on 2 of them. The Yankees, 4 runs, 10 hits, and 8 left. Dodgers, 6 runs, 11 hits, 8 left themselves. Fernando, Niedenfuhr, and Hal for the Dodgers. May, Bird, and LaRoche for those pesky Yankees. Well, Doug Bird had the infinity ERA. 2 hours, 54 minutes, so Davey Lopes kind of did his job. The core four did their job for the 81 Dodgers, and Dusty Baker, who was not part of the core four, he did his job. Bucky Dent and Bob Watson went deep. Well, Yankee fans, you've got to be happy I put Bob Watson in the lineup in the first place. So anyway, rest in peace, Davey Lopes. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.